Getting started on Etsy is hard because of this. Because when you first get started, hey, look at my new listing. There's just nobody around. And once you start publishing listings more often, there is going to be some views and there's going to be more people around. Hey, maybe even a few favorites on some listings, but overall, there's just not going to be that much interest. Hey, look at my new listing. Wait, look. It's a doggy and me set. Don't you like it? Tucker, this is right up your alley. No? Oh, I guess he doesn't like my new listing. This aspect of Etsy can make it really hard when getting started out. So many other places we post things like on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, it is all connected with our friends and contacts, and we usually get some immediate validation that we are being seen and that what we are doing is being appreciated.
That's a cute post.
I like it. Thumbs up.
Thumbs down.
And whatever kind of feedback that you get, at least you're getting something. But when you create an Etsy shop, you'll find that very few people that you know will jump onto Etsy to go look at your listings, favorite them, purchase them. And you're really relying on the Etsy algorithm to push you out into search results to be seen. And this can leave you feeling a bit invisible and definitely frustrated. Etsy listing posted. Not a view, not a like, not a favorites. This really leaves us to struggle through the uncertainty that we will be seen on Etsy at all. And having to push forward for a time while being that uncertain is so difficult. But there are 3 main reasons that I have found it is worth it anyways. One is freedom. When I first started my Etsy shop, I was really nervous about starting my own business. I had never been a small business owner before, and I was really afraid that friends and family would think that it was just kind of a dumb idea or that I was wasting my time. I didn't want anyone to think that I was being silly, and I felt like a total imposter listing things for sale on Etsy. I mean, who was I to design a shirt and sell it on Etsy? I wasn't a designer. Who would want to buy a shirt I was designing? My designs were absolutely dumb. I didn't know what I was doing. And I actually was posting these dumb designs on Etsy for sale, hoping that someone was going to come give me money for them. On top of that, I was spending a ton of time every day, every week, every month. And I mean a ton of time, hours, every single day, working on my Etsy shop. My little Etsy shop that was supposed to be my small business, but went from making me no money at all to literally just pennies per hour. And this continued for months. I was so frustrated, and I was actually a little embarrassed also. I mean, I was a 4th grade teacher at the time. I had been making good extra money tutoring every afternoon after school, but I completely stopped tutoring so that I could dump all of this time into learning this whole Etsy thing. I wasn't making any money, and I could be tutoring, which would have traded my hours for a fixed amount of money to come back my way. So I was a little bit embarrassed to be spending all this time trying to figure out Etsy and not making any money. But I was able to do all of this privately, and that felt like freedom to me. I could fail and flop and make all the mistakes without anyone knowing what I was really doing, if that's the way I chose to do it. And that is the way I chose to do it. I didn't tell anybody about opening an Etsy shop, not a soul, until after I made my first sale. And then after my 3rd or 4th sale, I was so psyched and so pumped, I couldn't keep my mouth closed about it. I was telling anyone who would listen about Etsy and trying to get them to jump on the Etsy bandwagon with me because I was just so sure I was going somewhere. The second reason getting started with Etsy is so worth it is because of self-growth. You may have heard the saying, diamonds are made under pressure. If you have never started your own business before, Etsy is probably the easiest way to actually start one, but that does not mean that it is actually easy. It's not actually hard either, but I think the hardest part is the uncertainty. Am I wasting my time? Can this actually work? Is there actually space for me on Etsy? Is the platform too saturated? What am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? I'm going to share with you some statements I heard through this period of time of uncertainty that really helped me. And just so you have a frame of reference for how long it took me to struggle through this feeling of uncertainty, it was about 1,000 listings. It was about 100 sales. And that was over a span of about 7 months. So understanding that can kind of give you an idea of how hard I was working, how much time I was putting in to get those 1,000 listings in over those 7 months and only getting to about 100 sales at that period of time. And most of those sales coming toward the seventh month. Then I started getting pretty consistent sales after that and really had a rhythm of listing things in the right time frame. So I always had things in my shop that were likely to sell in the upcoming months. That is really key for building momentum on Etsy, and we'll loop back to that concept in a bit. So some statements that really helped me through this difficult time were, when you are not making sales, you have time to list. I actually put that on my refrigerator, list. And that was like my mantra. I chanted that to myself every day after school when I wasn't getting sales. I would chant this to myself. A YouTuber I was listening to said it, and I repeated that to myself and over and over again. No other distractions. You have no other distractions related to Etsy during this period of time. So this is not the time to lose hope and go easy, which is what our natural inclination, I think, is to do. You won't change anything like that. The way to change what is happening in your shop is to go full steam ahead. So when you're not getting any sales, you have time to list. Another statement I found super motivating, you just have to outwork the rest of the herd. If you are willing to do that, you will be able to eventually pull out ahead of the rest of the herd. Which might leave you to wonder, well, isn't everyone else that I'm competing with also willing to work really hard until this works and not give up also? And you'd be surprised. No, they're not. They're really not. Most people will give up way too early. And so really, you just have to be not one of those people. And one more for you. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That was Winston S. Churchill. I really leaned into this one at some point during my Etsy journey because I started to measure my success not in the amount of Etsy sales that I was getting, because I would have been a big floppy failure. If I was measuring my success by that, I probably would have given up. But instead, I started to measure my success by the fact that I was willing to keep at it day after day. It made me feel good about myself that I was not giving up easily. I was not taking no for an answer. I decided at some point that even if I couldn't get Etsy to work, I was going to get some small business venture to work. After all, failure is not fatal. And the courage to continue is what counts. I actually think this is such a powerful statement that can be applied to anything in life that you might be struggling with. Choose not to be a giver-upper. Have the courage to keep going. Diamonds are not made under pressure. Any challenge you put yourself through is going to grow you. And with each challenge that you go through and grow through, we come out a better version of ourselves after that struggle. With Etsy, we're trying to also come out a richer version of ourselves as well. But during this period of struggle in the beginning of our journeys, focus on coming out just a better version of yourself. Do you value the idea of being a hardworking person? Do you value the idea of being someone who perseveres, someone who is determined? Do you value the idea of being someone who does what they say they are going to do? Then lean into that. I love what this subscriber said here. She said, love yourself enough to stick to your plan. We've got one more, but real quick, I just want to thank you for still being here, and I'll thank you now for booping the like button if you are finding value from this video. If you are new, hi, I'm Simply Shauna. Welcome to this video. I'm glad you're here with us. If you'd like to see us pop up in your feed more often, Tucker and me, then take a second to go down and give that subscribe button a little hug. The third reason building a business on Etsy is so worth it are the financial rewards. I'm going to jump right into that, but I dare you to see if you can find the little Tucker that's hiding in the couch. It's like, where is Waldo? Where is Tucker? He blends right in. So whether you view starting a business as an economic necessity or a way to just make some additional income, you might find it becomes a new money stream. Successful business owners have the opportunity to make more money for the risks they take. With Etsy, what's really cool is most of the risk you are taking is with your time, while many other types of business ventures have you taking risks with your money also. There are only a few tools you need to get started. You need a subscription to a design app. The free versions, most of the free versions don't let you have rights to like the clip art to use them, and they don't let you download with a transparent background. So that's why I say you need a subscription to a design app. You need to invest in buying a couple of mock-ups, spend $10, $15 on some mock-ups to place your designs on top of, and then it costs $15 to open your Etsy shop and only 20 cents to list each of your items on your virtual Etsy shelves. You really can make good money doing this Etsy thing. And I share all about how I was out earning my 4th grade teaching job and actually quit my teaching career only a year and a half after opening my Etsy shop. Right here on this channel, I share all about that. It really is possible to be successful on Etsy. It really is possible to be successful on Etsy. Earlier I said I would loop back to the idea of building momentum in your shop by making sure you are in a rhythm of always listing month after month in the right places. So things that people want to buy at that time of year is always becoming available at the right times in your shop. If you are looking for a resource to help you, you might want to check out one of my calendar resources that will help you list your items in the right niches within the right time frames so you can start to build that momentum over time. Cindy shared here, she said, Shauna, my sales have exploded this week. That word exploded gets me excited. My sales have exploded this week. What is going on? Question mark, question mark. I am following your niche guide very closely as to when to post and list Mother's Day shirts that sell the next day. And I'm even selling frog shirts. Keep in mind, my main niche is travel. I think your niche guide is really helping. I mean, who would have thought I'd sell a frog shirt? Cindy is talking about the general niche calendar. That's the one she purchased. That's the one that mentions the frog niche in it. And then this subscriber here said, going to go get your new calendar. I already have the Q4 and the teacher one. It helped me to get a bestseller this Q4. Thank you for everything you do. And at the time of filming this, we are going to want to start thinking about getting ready for Q4. I'm going to start getting ready in July. Now, if you are one of my friends that has been asking for information on the membership group that is starting on August 1st, do drop down into the comments so you can find the link there for the early sign up. Being on that email list will be the only way that you can join at the time I'm launching it. After we get a rhythm going, I'll make it more accessible. But my founding members will be locked in at a special pricing. And knowing how many people are wanting to join at that kind of founders level here right at the beginning, that will help me know what to expect in terms of numbers and help me plan better as I explore the platforms that I want to use and the structure that I'm going to use so that I can best support you. I am excited and kind of nervous all at once to offer this, and just want to make it really awesome. So if you are wanting to join me as we kind of get it going, we will be on a journey together. You'll be one of those founding members, and you will be helping me lay the groundwork for building something that I think is going to be really, really special. Now, if you are looking for some guidance on how to deal with those low Etsy sales that we all struggle with in the beginning of our journeys, then this completely free tutorial is exactly the resource that you might need to watch next. Because when you combine what we have gone over in this video and what you learn in that video, you're going to be much more equipped to conquer Etsy. But of course, not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.